A very good turnaround. He overslept for a meeting, which I guess can happen, especially at Christmas
Never
time.
happened in our careers, did it, guys?
Never.
Good of him to come out and front that up, though, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm pleased to see that. I think sometimes we criticise a lot of players and clubs for not allowing them players to come out and speak and express themselves. It's great to see someone like Marcus coming out and just putting it straight and saying, listen, guys, this is what happened. I've been punished. I've taken my medicine, but I'm still here and I'm still in tune with the team. It's not creating uproar behind the scenes, and we move on. And the 3 points and the goal would have definitely pushed him to come out in front of the cameras and made that a little bit easier.
Absolutely. And as we're nearing the end of 2022, Paul, what's your assessment of the progress Man United have made under Erik ten Hag?
Yeah, I think they look an exciting team. Again, I always say I think the best teams are the best forwards. Now look, United at this moment don't have the best forwards. They've got very good forwards, but they haven't got that, as I keep going back to the bench, they haven't got them subs that can come on and really change a game. But I think the football's been good to watch. I think Casemiro and Eriksen have made a huge difference. There's a little bit of quality in there now with Fernandes in front of them. Back four-wise, I still think they can improve when it comes to the top games. You know, we'll see in a couple of weeks against Manchester City where they're actually at. Can you see Luke Shaw playing centre-half then? I'm not sure you can, but look, I think things are promising. We're fourth in the league now. And hopefully we can go and cement a Champions League place.
And you can see that game live on BT Sport. We've got some brilliant games to look forward to in 2023. Guys, thank you very much for your company today. That's all we've got time for. Have a happy new year. There's still a lot more to come, though, on BT Sport Score this afternoon. Helps his standing with the rest of the players as well.
The manager? Yeah, I think so. I think everybody knows where they stand. If you step out of line, this fella isn't messing about. You know, you're not going to be involved. You're going to be fine, whatever it may be. You're going to be left out of games today, and he's done it to his best player today. So you know, there's just totally no messing about with him, and you've got to give him credit for that. You look at it, has he done anything that bad? Really, maybe a little bit of timekeeping, because he's coming at half time anyway and changed the game like we all thought he would do.
Luke Shaw said, though, that's the way it has to be because that was part of the problem in the past.
Yeah, it sounds like he was alluding to the last couple of years, maybe where players possibly got away with things they shouldn't have done, and they know now that they can't do that. If they're going to be messing about, they're not going to be in this team. He did it with Cristiano Ronaldo, you know, one of the best players we've ever seen. He doesn't care who it is, reputations, it doesn't matter how well they're doing for the team at the time, it doesn't matter. They have to toe the line, and I like that.
But that translates onto the pitch as well. How many times do we sit in the studio looking at games and going, they look like they don't care, some of these players. They look like they're not putting in as much effort as they could do, or they don't chase things down. Because there were no consequences before. Now, whether off the pitch or on it, there's going to be consequences in terms of your bad performance or not enough effort or not understanding what he wants. You're going to find that in terms of team selection in the next game.
Marcus, you can't stop scoring at the minute, can you?
It's a nice feeling for a forward to have that happening for them. So, you know, mentioned in some of the other interviews, it's a difficult place to come for us to play our football and to win games. We didn't necessarily play our best football, but we got 3 points, and I think for a team that's developing and, you know, striving to be the best that we can be, you have to be able to win games like that in that fashion. And I'm actually really pleased that we managed to do it today.
And looking at across the board, everybody seems to be enjoying the football. I spoke to Luke before, and he's just got a grin plastered over his face. He's played 2 games at centre half, and he's loved every second of it. It feels like there's just a really good feeling about life at the minute.
Yeah, definitely. You know, we've got players that are capable and willing to, you know, like Luke, to play out of position and put themselves in a situation where they might not be 100% comfortable, but can they deal with it 100%? And, you know, Shaw's done it back-to-back games now. I'm not sure he's enjoying it as much as he's saying he is, but yeah, it's definitely a big plus for us to have players that are, you know, capable to play in different positions, because over the course of a season we're gonna need it.
What was your favourite bit about your goal? Was it the initial touch? Was it the strength to hold off Johnny? Was it the finish? Which bit of it do you think you enjoyed the most?
The finish is always the best bit. You know, when the ball hits the back of the net, it's a great feeling. But yeah, I just thought the overall, you know, build up to the goal was good. They were a difficult team to break down. I think at that moment they were 5 at the back as well, so, you know, not that much space to play with, but, you know, we managed to find the gaps and make it count.
Marcus, congratulations.
Thank you. Cheers.
The impact he made as soon as he came on.
I just think there's an aura about him at the moment that we've not seen from him for a while, where he walks on the pitch, you can see other players' reactions to him. His teammates, you can see they get a lift. The opposition are like, oh no. And he's just got a bit, his shoulders are back. He's playing with a bit of a strut now. And him in that type of form, at the moment, seems unplayable.
Where is that coming from, do you think, that sort of happiness that we've seen from him?
I think the first thing, he's fit. I think he was struggling for fitness a bit before. And he seems to be, as a manager, he can feel that believes in him, who's pushing him, and he just I don't know, sometimes there's a maturity level as well, but I think all things are kind of fitting into place now, and I think the fitness was the key part. And you can see now he's getting opportunities, he's scoring, he's playing through the middle a lot more as well, which he likes, and the goals are coming. This is his most fruitful season to date, and he's producing in terms of goals, but assists as well. But that goal there, that showed elements of what he's got: skill, the ability to sniff out a chance and opportunity from nothing, and the ability to shrug people off and be aggressive. And that all combined is very difficult to defend against.
It's the confidence, Rio, I think.
Yeah.
When you're playing well and scoring goals, you have the feelings before you go out on the football pitch, you think, I'm going to score today. And it doesn't come round in your career that often. So while he's doing this, he has to enjoy it and embrace it. I don't know what he's done off the pitch with something which wasn't quite right. The manager weren't happy with, but he needs, like I say, he needs to make this count now. This period of his career, because he's flying. He's very hard to handle. You see the power, you see the strength, and he's bullied two big Wolves defenders there. He just knocked him off the ball and smashed it in the net.
Solzy.
He has to carry on with this.
You see, they've just triggered his contract, United, till 2024 now.
A year extension, yeah.
Do you think he signs? Or United have to sign him, I think. But do you think he signs and stays?
That's the question. It's probably down to him whether he wants to stay or not. I think United will, of course, they want him. You'd have to. If you went back 6 months, maybe 12 months ago, you'd probably think, well, don't mind if we lose him. But we know the potential. Can't call it potential because he's played so many games. He's 25 years of age. But the lad is a real threat. And they have to try and keep him. Of course, they will try and keep him.
Though, as well. I
think it comes down to money, probably.
Yeah, but also the ambition of the club. He's going to want to win stuff. He's going to want to win trophies, and are Man United in a position to challenge consistently for the honours that he wants to win, and that's Champions League and Premier League?
I don't think they're quite there yet. I think, do you know when you see these teams, when City were, before they won the league, for a couple of years, you feel them coming. Liverpool, for a year or a couple of years before they win the league, you feel them. I don't think United are quite at that point yet. But if they start losing players like Marcus Rashford, they'll just go further away.
Congratulations, Erik. If there was ever a way for a player to make amends, that was it today with Marcus Rashford, wasn't it?
Oh, I think it happened often, but it's good. After the decision, he coming in, he was bright, he was lively, he scored a goal. That is the right reaction.
And is that the end of the matter? Of course.
Of course.
Yeah.
But everyone has to match rules and values. And if you react like this, this is the right answer.
Is this the message that you've been getting through to the squad? It's not just about reputation, it's about discipline and teamwork.
Yeah, we have seen today, once again, it was not an easy game. You have to fight for the points. First half we were not that good in the game, from organisation here, but definitely also from presence. Second half was, in my opinion, better. I think also good come in from Fred. He make a good come in, he bring energy in the game, he was holding balls, he was linking up, and he was winning second balls.
Yeah. What was wrong in the first half then? Why was it so disjointed?
As you have analysed the game, you have a game plan, but sometimes things are not working as we expected, and they did well. But the good thing is, they didn't create that many chances, and we did. But you have to be sharp, meaning of the first goal. And we had the chances to score that first goal, but we didn't score them. And there was also, I was not happy in half-time. I've told the players, with this attitude, you will not win this game. We have to change. Everyone has to deliver 10% more.
But you came out with a clean sheet. They had a great game. And also this reshaped defence. I mean, that's working for you at the moment.
You see, I think the defence, or the back four with the keeper, but they did a good job. but it's always teamwork. And first half the pressing was not that good. I think second half we were far better.
Do you play Luke Shaw on the left-hand side as centre-half because he's left-footed? Is that the reason? Is that a tactical reason?
That is one of the reasons. You get better angles in possession, but in this game was also important. They have speed on the right wing. And with Luke Shaw, he can defend that, he can cover that. We wanted to bring the left fullback higher, so he can be in his back. We are always protected.
And of course, you've made it a happy birthday for Sir Alex Ferguson. It's his 81st birthday today, and a happy New Year to you. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Sir Alex.
Cheers.
Thanks.
When I saw Lindelof and Maguire on the bench, now if they weren't fit, they wouldn't be on the bench. If they weren't able to play some part in a game, they wouldn't be on the bench. So it shows you what he thinks of them two guys when he's playing Luke Shaw.
What do you think he's thinking when he's not putting Maguire on? Obviously, he has had illness, but as you say, he's well enough to be on the bench and in the squad.
If I'm Harry Maguire, I'm looking for a new club right now. I have to be honest. You saw what he done with England, what he does with England. He's impeccable for England. He's faultless for England the way he plays. People this and that, but he puts in good, solid performances for England. At Manchester United, it hasn't worked out for him. This new manager is showing by his team selection that he's not going to be one of the top 2-3 centre backs in his squad. So I just think if I was him in his shoes right now, I'd be looking to say, listen, find me somewhere else where I can go and enjoy my football and be playing regular.
They made it tough for you, didn't they?
Yeah, I think they always do. I think, especially when we come here, we know it's going to be a very hard game. They're under a new manager, first Premier League game at home. Of course, they're going to make it tough for us, but I think we made it even harder for ourselves in the first half. Nowhere near at it. I think the manager made that extremely clear at half time. But maybe still not the best in the second half. But I think in games like this, we have to find a way to win, and we didn't used to do that. But of course, like I said, it always helps when you've got someone like Marcus Rashford to come off the bench and make a difference, and he did that.
He has got a sense of purpose around him at the moment. The bit between his teeth, however you want to describe it, he feels like a Marcus Rashford who's back to his best.
Yeah, I think he's in an extremely good place. I think for us and everyone, the quality's always been there. For me, he can be one of the best in the world, but for now it's about keeping them standards high. You know, the consistency is key to being a top player, one of the best in the world, and I think he's certainly in that place, in that way at the moment with his delivering. Every game he's making a difference, and you know, for me, I think hopefully he can keep that up, because like I said, he can be the best in the world if he carries on.
Now, up until the Nottingham Forest game, you'd never played as a central defender on the left-hand side of it too. New position for you, because you're like a Rolls Royce, Lou.
No, I don't know. We've got a lot of world-class centre backs, so you know, I don't think so. But I'm not going to lie, I've been really enjoying it. It's obviously something very different, something I'm not experienced before. I've obviously played centre back, but in a 3, and it is totally different. But you know, like I said, I think the manager needed me to play there, and you know, for the team, I'm happy to play wherever, as long as I'm on that pitch. But like I said, I'm really enjoying it. I think it always helps when you've got someone, you know, with the world-class ability that they have next to me. And of course, the ones that are not playing with Vic and Harry, they've been extremely helpful too, with, you know, giving me details on what to do, and you know, they've all helped really much.
Does Rafa coach you through the game? Does he talk to you as you go through, or does he leave you to your own devices?
No, it's a mixture really. I think you always got to be communicating, especially when you're together in a back 4. We speak a lot during the game, both of us. But it's normal. I think we all, you know, as a defender, you've got to talk across the back line, because you know, there's always different movements. But you know, like I said, I'm really enjoying it. But the most important thing is obviously the 3 points.
Nice to see a smile on your face. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Luke Shaw as well, centre half. You would have thought that's just a fill-in. He's filling in because Martinez ain't there, or Maguire's not fit, and Lindelof's not fit. No, he's played well. He's staying in. Simple as. It's really cold. It's really concise. He's direct and to the point. As a player, I keep going back to the point, you will respect and like that and appreciate that as a player in that dressing room.
Yes, I'm sure he would have enjoyed that one on his birthday. As far as Marcus Rashford goes, though, Erik ten Hag said it was the end of the matter. Do you think he always planned on bringing him on at half-time, or do you think he was left with no choice the way the game was going?
I think a bit of both. I think at half-time, you very rarely make a sub at half-time without that being a planned thing or being, oh, there's an injury. Today, I just thought that it was a plan. And it was just putting down a marker with Marcus before the game. A little slap, bang, react, get me a goal. And it all played out perfectly well for him.
Absolutely. And as far as Marcus Rashford goes, can Man United and should Man United be relying on him to be their main source of goals?
Well, why not? He's a 25-year-old, as I said before, he's not a young lad anymore. He should be the one that's producing every week. So I think if you're going to go and win titles or win trophies, you need 2 or 3 players who are going to get you possibly 50 to 60 goals. Now, we know Marcus, the form he's in, he's capable of 20. 25 might be a little bit of a stretch, I don't know. But are the other players there? Is Martial, you see the chance Martial had today with that header. You think that's a chance, a real goal scorer's chance. He doesn't seem to take them where you think he has to be deadly and try and get 20, 25 games. I thought today, the situation, with it being 0-0 at half-time, he had to bring Marcus on. Although I thought Garnacho was doing really well. He was the big threat.
It was unfortunate to come off.
I thought it was unfortunate to come off, yeah. As a young player, I thought it was the biggest threat for us. He had a couple of chances. He kept going past his man. I think Anthony was slightly lucky to stay on. But, you know, whatever's happened today, Marcus has come on and won the game for United. And it's a big 3 points. It's a tough place to come.
Absolutely. What do they need to add, though, Julian, do you think, in the transfer window, Man United?
Goals, as Paul said. I think you can rely on Marcus to get his contribution, but like I said, is that enough? Is one player getting 20 goal contributions? Because he's not scoring 20, it's combined in an assist. So you need someone to step up and be, I want to contribute the same level. Are they able to do that? Anyone currently in the squad, I'm not so sure. And we know the other teams have that. Salah, obviously, Martinelli's doing well, Saka, but also Haaland at City as well. So they have them players that are going to say, well, I'm contributing to 20, 30 goals. And at this moment in time, Man United have Marcus Rashford, and so is that enough for them? It's
the squad depth, isn't it, Lindsay? So I think you look at Liverpool and Manchester City, they've got 4 or 5 forwards who, whichever 2 or 3 you play, they don't make any difference. Yeah. You look at United today, they've got the 4 if you count Bruno. After that, there isn't much else. So them 3 have to stay fit.
But also, even that, Paul, if Marcus doesn't play, just say, God forbid, he gets injured for a few weeks, you're like, where did them goals come from? Yeah. There's no one in this moment you're thinking is going to get the goals while he's out.
And that's why it's so frustrating, like Sancho not here. Yeah. There's another player, big money signing. You want him to be coming in and hitting form, hitting the ground running, contributing goals and assists and being hard to play against and giving the manager more problems. But that's not there at the moment. So Elanga, you need to come in and to try and hit the ground running as well and perform. But I agree, the depth isn't what you see in other clubs, but I think there's a robustness at the moment that I'm seeing in the Man United team that I haven't seen for a good few years, where they're grinding results like this out. These are games Man United would have dropped points in